If you are somewhat of an expert, just understand that this might be a little bit less in detail than you might like it. But what I'm going to do is I'm really going to focus on Instagram and Facebook. If you're not on the Facebook already and you are a beginner, that's the place to go. Essentially, you know, the more in-depth stuff might happen on TikTok or YouTube, but the complete beginner stuff will happen on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to go over to Facebook, you can find the link. You just type Lewis Jackson or Crypto Lulu. I can't remember which one, but it's worth doing. Hello to everyone who's joining. I'm essentially just going to be asking you, what questions do you have? Leave them in the comments wherever you are. So I see a question there about copy trading. That's interesting. There is something happening regarding trading that we'll talk about at a later date. That's in the works, but copy trading would not be a good idea because I don't know how to trade. I don't know how to trade properly. So, but again, there will be things coming out about that on the more advanced side rather than the beginner side. Hi, Jasmine. I'm in Dubai, so Dubai is great. In the apartment, I've got thoughts about Dubai as a whole. I know a lot of the people who are kind of students in this community really want an idea of what it's like in Dubai because Dubai has a 0% tax. So it's very appealing for those in crypto. Hey Gail, I see Gail's in there. Welcome. Make sure to go over to the Facebook. It's really good. Yes, I am in Dubai. Look. You can see. That's downtown behind me. Getting some business done. Sammy, no I'm not. I'm actually, I'm working on some things in the background. Rather than setting up a business here, I'm building some relationships while I'm here. That's going to serve the future of where I'm going. Oh, Ronnie's in downtown as well. Yeah, it's really hot. It's really, really hot over here. But I'm just staying in the room today because I just want to get some work done. I want to connect with everyone on here. Okay, so do we have any questions that we can use for the live chat here? If you are more advanced, perhaps ask one of the questions that you had at the beginning of your journey, and we can talk about that and we can answer those questions. So, oh my lord, I haven't seen that. I haven't been looking. Hi, Electrician Belfast. Welcome to the stream. Can I recommend any cold storage wallet devices? It's something I need to do, but I can't find one that holds XRP and HBAR tokens. I'm not going to be very able to talk about that one. I don't know. I don't know all the ones that HBAR can be held on. Hi everyone who's joining here. So what I can say is that I made a video recently about the ledger, and it's interesting because it's just a public perception thing. Really what they've done is just added another product. The way they did it wasn't great, but you know. So for those who are beginners and wondering what cold storage wallets are, cold storage wallets are essentially like a USB stick. A USB stick that allows you to hold the access to get the crypto that you own, right? It's the only way to actually have self-custody of the assets that you have bought. When they're in an exchange, what happens is the exchange actually owns that crypto. And when you put $100 in, it will show that it's $100 in your account, but you actually own $100 or they've shown you the representation of how much money you've put in the cryptocurrency that you think you've bought, but it's actually a representation of what they own. So as soon as you, hi Zarina, as soon as you actually take custody of your assets, that's really valuable because now it's actually yours. So that's the value of a cold storage wallet. It's just a USB stick. And there was a big controversy recently where the primary outlet for cold storage wallets called Ledger, they released a product that basically told everyone that they could access the crypto without you. And this obviously goes quite considerably against those who want custody of their own assets and no one else to have access. So, that's difficult. So, oh my lord, that's interesting. So he says that Crypto Mason, who's another content creator, shared a tweet that the Ledger CEO confirms that the government can subpoena them and get access to your funds. So you can look at this as like really bad for crypto and access and custody, right? But also understand, as we move towards this new environment of regulation and governments being involved, Ledger are probably making moves in anticipation of that, right? This is what's going to happen. It's going to be like this. There's going to be more regulation. There's going to be less sovereignty of individuals as we move into regulation. So it's opt-in right now, so I wouldn't worry about it. But look, this is how the future is going to be. What I would say is, as soon as we get some sort of event that happens in crypto, spread that cash, spread those assets into assets that will generate a cash flow. But also just be in loads of assets. I met a gentleman yesterday. He's founded a company called Social Blocks. That's with an X, Social Blocks. I might put that in the chat here. And I'm going to put it on this chat. I've got to do two chats at once. So that's Social Blocks. Super interesting company because Social Blocks are a blockchain-based company. Anyway, this guy, super interesting guy, he basically distributes his money into all these different areas. Like he buys watches. He was wearing a watch yesterday. It was like a 100K watch, 120K watch. And that was the one he would wear, like it's not the one that he keeps tucked away because it's too valuable. He was wearing this one. So he was like okay with wearing a 100K watch. And basically what he does is he goes into the Rolex store. He now has formed a connection with the people at Rolex. And he just buys watches. He buys two of them. Uniquely, he buys two of them. They both go in the back, like in storage. So he buys two of them below market value, just because you're buying two, you can get a discount. And he waits for that watch to get discontinued. So it gets discontinued, the price skyrockets because it's discontinued. He sells one and keeps the other. And he was making, every time he does that, he makes kind of 60, 70, 80K. And so I just found this really interesting. He was a big proponent of buying an asset, selling it, and buying different assets. So that's watches, timepieces, property, other cryptocurrencies, gold, silver. He was like all over it. I also think that when you're looking at strategies for crypto and wealth, it seems like from the people I've talked to, it seems like people buy lots of assets and spread thin when they have the money. But if you don't have the money, you kind of have to assume more risk in order to get the money. Because if you have no money and you just distribute, like if you have a distribution that's really diverse, you're not going to get anywhere because you're diversifying nothing. Like you're reducing your power and your propensity to grow that amount. So super interesting. We just have to find a way to get the money first. That's the key. And then we can start diversifying into watches and gold and silver and all this kind of stuff. I just found that super interesting. And I've talked to lots of people who have some significant money, and they keep talking about money as energy, right? They're talking about money as energy, not anything tangible, but an energy. And so with more energy, you can do more things. With less energy, you can do less things. But they were talking about how, and this is an exact example. He said, look at that poster on the wall. The poster is made of paper. Guess what's also made out of paper? Money. And he said, why does money have a value and that poster doesn't? Or at least they do have a value, but massively different value. Like why are we using paper as valuable? It's nothing. It's not tangible. And so if you look at money in that way, it's just energy. It's just fluid. It comes and it goes. And it just so happens that, where we are in Dubai right now, people don't look at money the same. And what's interesting is that they don't look at money the same, and they have lots of money. So maybe we should start looking at how they view money as the way we should view money, and maybe that money will come to us easier because we're accepting that kind of energy. Interesting thoughts. I do want to take some questions from everyone. I really want to post this live stream from Facebook onto other platforms. So if anyone can go over to the Facebook, I think it's Lewis Jackson FB. I would really like to share the stream, but I can't seem to find the link for it, so that's not great. Any questions that you might have for beginners? Mark says, hello Mark. Mark's my cousin, everybody. Maybe one for those new but want to lend to the banks. Can you pool assets together to become accredited, allowing for a total value rather than individual amounts? Fantastic question, Mark. Thank you very much for that. So what I've been dabbling in recently is a structure called a special vehicle product. And this is essentially, it's called a syndicate. I'm trying really to keep this as basic as possible. What we have in the system is you get access to better opportunities when you have more money. This is just the way it is. One of those things that you get access to are pre-IPO assets. So these are shares that are distributed to raise funds for a company that hasn't gone public yet or hasn't started trading on the stock exchange. Okay? So that's a pre-IPO stock. Now, pre-IPO stocks are also heavily discounted versus the price they will be when the company goes public. So it's interesting how the best opportunities for the rich people to get these pre-IPO things are limited to the rich people because of this one rule. In order to invest, you have to be an accredited investor. In order to become an accredited investor, you have to have a certain earning capacity, which is quite large, significant yearly income. Sometimes it even isn't including your property that you own, your house, which is most people's largest asset. Or you have to have a certain amount of money in the bank. And this amount of money changes from country to country, but it's a massive amount of money that basically no one has, unless you're rich. So what I've been dabbling in is pooling funds together in a SVP, a syndicate. And a syndicate is a company that you can form to where lots of people pool their funds into this company. You basically put your money into the company, and the company itself registers as an accredited investor because of the holdings within the company. So if you get 10 people and they all put $100,000 in, I know that's a crazy amount, the SVP is now $1 million, it's worth $1 million. And so you can apply with that $1 million to get access to pre-IPO shares. And so that structure allows people below to kind of crowdfund access to these pre-IPO shares, therefore giving you in some way access to these opportunities that are usually there for the rich. Now, the SVPs, in my experience so far, have an execution, an exit predetermined. So within the contract, you have, upon this eventuality with this company that you're buying the pre-IPO shares of, all positions will be exited and the funds will be distributed. So the two things that I have had access to, well, the one thing I've had access to is pre-IPO Polysign. Polysign's a company that does institutional grade custody of cryptocurrencies. You can't get access to that unless you're an accredited investor, so you have to be rich or have an SVP. And this SVP has essentially bought pre-IPO Polysign shares at $3.20 something, which is a discount. Even if you're a rich person, this is a further discount. And upon Polysign going public, so no longer being pre-IPO, but going to IPO, an exit is executed for all individuals. Okay, so that's one eventuality. The other eventuality is that a big bank or another institution acquires Polysign, and then again, there would be an exit that would be executed at that moment. So there are two exit clauses within the contract, and as soon as one of those happens, the exit is made, the funds are distributed. This, I think, and I'm working on this, I may be working with a company to help me formulate syndicates. This would be for a very small portion of people in the community, but you'll have to let me know if that's of interest to you. To create these syndicates for these opportunities, to give everyone, the opportunity to be involved where others would not, where you typically wouldn't have been able to. So I do believe that syndicates and pooling together funds is going to be the future for everyone. Even after the wealth transfer happens, everyone that's still below the threshold, I think that this is going to be the ultimate way to go. And thank you for bringing that up, Mark. Right, I'm going to wait for some more questions. There's more, sorry. Feel free to go over to the Facebook as well, please. The Facebook's going to be the primary location, so I don't even know how you find it. It's tough. What are the three types of assets outside of crypto you would invest in? So I can only go with what I'm doing. So pre-IPO shares is one of those. Silver, which is the other one that I'm in, and I'm in cash right now. So those are the three other assets that I'm in outside of cryptocurrency. There are other ones I would love to be in, but I just don't have the capital to make feasible. Like I would love to be in watches, luxury watches that discontinue and then I just sell them on. I'd like to be doing that, but I don't have the funds to go into Rolex and say, can I buy a couple of these off you for 45k each? I just don't have that money. So that's not an option for me right now. But the way I've got my portfolio structured right now, I'm really happy with. And I explain all of that stuff on my recent YouTube video where I talked about my portfolio. Let's look at some more questions here. Hello to everyone coming in. Pleasure to have you here. I'm trying to wave back at you all. Did you attend the Ripple party last week here? Nope, I came just too late. I did see Coin Bureau last night though. Coin Bureau, or his name is Guy. He was hosting an event for Cosmos. And so we were there last night. It's not really my type of thing to be like at events and stuff. I just didn't really enjoy it, but I got to see him. I thought I was going to get time with him to talk with him, but I didn't. So that was going to be a big podcast that I was going to do that didn't happen, but I will be seeing him in London in a couple of weeks. Oh my lord says pre-IPO shares as in through private equity on Link2. Yeah, so Link2 were the providers of the pre-IPO shares, but the purchasers were the SVP, the syndicate that was set up. Imagine if you held enough tokens on a network which would give you access to pre-IPOs. So I'm trying to keep this. Yeah, there's someone on Facebook. There we go. We've got someone on Facebook. Please leave a comment to let me know who that is. And thank you for sharing too. I don't know how to do that. And if you're a part of the Discord, then please share it in the... No, don't worry about the Discord. That's all the experts. All the experts are in there. So XDC, the token, on the Zinfin network, they are setting up something very, very interesting with the likes of MG Stover that would actually allow you to use your XDC to get access and actually pool XDC rather than cash into these projects. Really, really interesting. And there's more developments coming on that as time goes on. But essentially allowing you to be able to use the tokens that you've built up in order to access these pre-IPO or different investment opportunities. Really cool. There's even opportunity to use your assets, your crypto assets, for example, like with XDC, to pool funds together into an SVP that holds XDC, allowing you to buy 100, 200K Rolexes, waiting for them to be discontinued to then sell at a certain event. These things are really cool. Like the opportunities coming in here for the future. I know we've kind of veered off the beginner's route here, but I'm trying to be really simple. Let me know by way of likes and comments if these explanations, even though we're talking about like really crazy stuff, is basic enough to be understood by everyone. D-Banks, welcome. Ivan, welcome. Sunita, hey, there you go. I didn't watch this CBDC webinar, sorry. How do you see the position of XRP NFT projects? I think, as soon as smart contracts come in, then NFTs are going to be really, really interesting. But until then, it's just artwork. So with the pre-IPO shares, they get transferred to a public exchange, but not within the custody of the SVP. Right, so those shares just get distributed to the public, but you are completely exited. If you want to re-enter the market, you have to buy at the new market price that you've just sold at. So they would make no sense. The ideal situation here is that you pool assets, you get the exit executed, you leave those assets, and you distribute into more pre-IPO opportunities, because they do seem to be the best way to kind of do well, I guess, in this environment. So questions. What do we have? Thanks for being here. I'm not going to say your name because I don't swear. So if you are a complete beginner, like you're hearing all of this and you're going, I can't believe how much there is in this world of crypto. If that's you, I suggest you go to my profile, wherever that is, and click the link to register for my free course. What I'm going to be doing, oh, hi, Manhunt. What I'm going to be doing after this live stream is going right over there to my camera and starting to film the free program. I've been structuring the program. What I want to do for you here is actually read off what is going to go in the program that's going to be absolutely free, just to give you an idea of like the layers to what we're going to be talking about here. And so let's get into it. There's going to be, I'm going to try and have it into as few parts as possible. Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to ask everyone in here. If you were a beginner and you wanted to learn everything that you could learn about crypto, how many videos, if it was in video format, would you want to be watching? Like, I have the opportunity here to make 12 episodes, like 12 longish videos of me going through everything in crypto. But if like a 4-part or a 5-part is more appealing to everyone, then I would like to know like what everyone's actually thinking. Oh my lord says, how do I monetize after XRP price pumps is the favorite topic. yeah, that's like the post pump wealth strategies. It's a massive topic. I do think pre-IPOs are really interesting, but you've got to diversify after it pumps, and hopefully using your assets to do that. Really cool. So let's talk about what's going to be in the program. The first part is going to be understanding the basics of crypto. So we're going to talk about all the crypto jargon that people that goes over their head or it sounds too complicated. We're going to go into all the jargon. Then we're also going to start going into emotional control, which is fundamental to what I try to do, right? So mastering the emotional control side of things. Then we're going to be trying to understand your own personal risk strategies or your risk tolerance, because people typically don't know where they stand with risk. And risk is fundamental. Like if you're someone who is risk averse, your strategy has to go with that. If you're someone who's like 18, for example, and you've got all your life left, and you've got all the time to make mistakes and increase risk in the short term, then you have to understand that, right? You have to understand your position. Next, we'll be talking about creating the crypto strategy. And your crypto strategy is going to be different to everyone else's, but what I'm going to try to provide is my framework for thinking as to how it's structured, like the steps. Every step you take, what you need to think about at the first one, second level, third level, fourth level, to build out that whole crypto strategy is, I think, like, people don't look about this. I will touch on exit strategy on this stream as well, but exit strategy is literally part of this, the free course. Then we're going to be talking about how to actually do your own research. I think the craziest thing that people do is say, do your own research, but then people are like, how do I even do that? I don't even know how to what's the actual step-by-step process of how to research? Because otherwise I might think research is just scrolling through TikTok. But by doing that, I'm exposing myself to all kinds of emotional behavior, emotional content, and I'm not learning anything truly about my own situation. So I'm going to try and give a framework for how to actually do your own research, to leave it up to you, and give you the confidence to be able to do that yourself. Really, really interesting, and I think really important. Next, we're going to go through the basics of how to use the technology involved with crypto. So that would be using an exchange, using your cold storage wallet, making sure your cold storage wallet is secure. There's so much to this. Do you not agree? There's so much. And that's why I'm trying to put it all in one place, in a very level-headed, level mentality type thing, rather than getting kind of emotional about it. I wanted it to be free because I want everyone to have access to the basics. And there is another thing to talk about, the continued attention or understanding, that further down the line, do I actually want to be paying attention all that much, or do I want to kind of outsource that to somebody else? These are things I'm exploring as well after this crypto program. But you will get all the value from the program for free. That's what it's going to be. Ronnie says, can't wait to watch all of your episodes. A lot of learning to happen from you. I think if you've been in the space for a good amount of time, there will be some things that you might learn from this program, but for the most part, I can't stress it enough. It's going to be very elementary, basic for the beginners. I want beginners to be part of this program and go, oh, actually every part of the process I really actually understood here. There was no part of it where it was too much or I just gave up. I'm avoiding that at all costs, but there'll be something for anyone to learn in here, because it's always good to go back to your basics. When I was playing golf competitively, going back to my basics was really just the most valuable thing. Those who were doing really well in that space or continue to do well were always good at the basics. So you know. Ronnie also says, I entered the crypto world in November 2021, so you can imagine where my portfolio is right now. Yeah. In the dumpster. That's where your portfolio is. For anyone who doesn't know, 2021 in November was basically the peak of the market. And it's all gone down like that, which is natural. And that's part of the course as well, understanding the market cycles. So then we've got, after we learn about the technology in crypto and how to use it, we then talk about how to actually choose the right cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to help you decide which cryptos to buy, and I'm going to give you a simplified guide on for all the people who are kind of overwhelmed with how many options, or if you're like worried about changing things up, and making the wrong decisions. Like it's targeted for that type of person. Oh my Lord, it will not go into smart contracts and DeFi. I think smart contracts and DeFi are a step too far for the beginner, but they may be touched on in it with a very, very basic overview kind of statement about them. But the basics, I think that's moving past the basics, in my opinion. It's good to know, but I think there are other things that are more important for you to know. I think when you start thinking about how blockchain is going to change the world and the actual industries that are all going to change, then you get into smart contracts. Then it starts to make sense. Then we're going to start getting into how to buy, sell, and secure your crypto. So actually going through the process of buying and selling right there for you to kind of watch, and some key concepts to understand. Then we're going to be going into a whole topic about how to actually monitor your assets afterwards. We might have a little bonus section in there about how to move and navigate the market after you've kind of learned all of this and after the price goes up, because that's coming. The price is going to start coming up at some point. They estimate like towards the end of the year, but not have as part of the plan as well. Like when we start creating the plan for the market in episode, where is that? Episode 4. When we start making the plan together, that should be including what we're going to do after. Like when the prices all go up, how you're going to navigate that space afterwards. Some people will want to be very involved themselves. Some people will want no involvement at all and want to outsource that involvement. But again, this is something we'll get to at that time. So I appreciate everyone's kind of kind comments in here. The point of this is, like these live streams, I want to grow the community of real beginners. So I look on Facebook and there's one viewer on there. It's all recorded, so you'll all be able to watch it. And there's 6 viewers on Instagram. This is where I'm trying to operate. The very small group of people who are going to get real value because they're really interested. You're really interested in improving, building a community of people who want to build each other up. So, if you're seeing this live or you want to share the live that you can watch later, share it with some beginners. Like share it with people who've just been curious, and say that I do this. Like I'll do this every week. And it's very kind of intimate. 7 people here, 1 person there. This is very intimate. This is where I want my energy to go. So the next session is unknown, but what I will try to do is I'll try to make it in an evening during the week. I can't always do it on the weekends. I can only do it on the weekend today because look, this is where I'm in Dubai and like I've got nothing else to do apart from this program. But I have the opportunity to do it now on the weekend. So they won't typically be on the weekend because I have a family. But I will do these every week. I'll try to let you know ahead of time when it's going to be. But yeah, please share with real beginners. Real beginners. Because this is where it's all gonna be happening for the beginners. And I don't think anyone's looking out for them because everyone's moved on. They're only interested in like the complexities of things. But we need to not forget those wave of people that are going to come in just like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm just going to buy everything. You know. So let's answer a couple more questions and then we'll get out of here. Ronnie says, question, as I keep accumulating on my ledger, I didn't create an Excel to track my average cost price per project. Is there a way I can see the average cost I bought? Yes, there is. So essentially what Ronnie's asking for is once you have different cryptos in different places, it's really hard to look and monitor at the whole thing with all the details that you want to know. Like, what's the average price I paid for this asset? How long have I had this asset for tax purposes? So I know if it's a long-term or short-term capital gain. You know, there's all these considerations. And I've just agreed on a partnership with a company that does tracking for your crypto better than everyone else. And they have like really nice, good incentives for everyone who's going to be part of the free program. So when the free program's done, you'll find the information in there. I'll leave it at that. There's be some good opportunities for you to be able to track your crypto really, really well. Like the best on the market, seriously. Thank you, Geodesics. No problem. I will do this every week, and please do show to family and friends. I have a clothing company, for anyone who didn't know, called No Emotion. Go figure. It's NOEMTN. There have been delays and delays and delays about the next drop. There are some items in the line. I've gone through lots of designs and then said, I don't want that. I don't want that, you know, that t-shirt to be involved in this, or take this design away, and it's just been a massive process. So I appreciate your waiting on this, but I do not have a date. I don't have a date here to go live. We've got King Dom wants to join on here and actually ask a question. I'd be interested in doing that, but I'm worried that I'm worried that someone's just going to come on here and start something. So shall we try it? Should we try and get a user on here? You won't be able to see it on Facebook, but you can listen to it, I guess. Let's go. Let's try and do this. King Dom, please don't be crazy.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, King Dom, how you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, not Kingdom, it's Kingdom. Oh,
yeah,
what am I saying?
I'm a pastor, so that's the church here in Ghana.
Good. How can I help?
Yeah, so I've been watching your video over and over. I'm a little bit confused about a lot of things, but I've been hearing rumor that we should be holding crypto, and I'm holding a bit of. I heard that from you, XRP and Bitcoin. But what about Shiba Inu? Do you have any idea about it also? I don't know.
So, good question. Shiba Inu, for anyone who doesn't know, is what you call a meme coin.
Okay.
A meme coin, quite simply, is it doesn't have any real utility. There are some things that it can do that they're trying to build out, like a metaverse and maybe NFTs and stuff. But overall, the asset itself doesn't have real utility. But when these tokens move with the market, they usually move to a higher degree. So Shiba Inu, if it goes up, it might go up like crazy. But if it goes down, it will go down like crazy. And so it's very volatile. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult to kind of invest long term into a meme coin, because it goes like it's so you don't know if the asset's going to go to zero the next day. Like, you have no idea. With other assets like XRP, you know that it's not really going to go to zero. You can't guarantee everything, but what you'll get with XRP is it won't move for like 2 years, 3 years. But Shiba Inu in that time will go like crazy. There's lots of people making money, and there's lots of people losing money with those tokens. So I would be wary of meme coins, especially if they are named after a dog, like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Dogelon Mars. There's all kinds of ones. I would be wary of it. You have great opportunity to make lots of money, but you have an increased ability to lose all your money too.
Wow.
So the strategies for it, people typically look at Shiba Inu, the smart ones anyway. They look at it as pure analysis of human behavior.
Okay.
So because there's no utility to the asset, if the price moves up and down, it's because people have felt the emotion to buy and sell. So
okay.
It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. I wouldn't look at dog coins or meme coins. I personally don't, but I do know lots of people that have made lots of money that way.
Wow. Okay. So my second question. Recently, I think you listed 5 coins. I've taken screenshots of them. Can I get them on Market Cap? Where can I get them to purchase them? Recently, I don't know whether it was in your in your bio.
So what you can do on CoinMarketCap, it shows you where you can buy them.
Okay.
Those assets probably were XRP, XLM, XDC, Algorand, Quant, HBAR. If you just type into Google ISO tokens.
Let me take a pen and write it. I beg of you. Okay.
There's a handful of tokens basically.
Okay.
I can maybe write them in the chat here, so it's easier.
Okay.
There's a handful of tokens that are part of the new standardized system for the new financial system.
Okay.
And so if you keep within the realms of these tokens, you're probably going to be okay.
Okay.
The problem is that we don't know how long it's going to take.
Patience is a long-term investment.
Yes. Yeah. I've been talking to lots of people here in Dubai.
Okay.
About that they were always surprised at me for waiting in XRP.
Wow.
When I could have made money in lots of other tokens while I waited.
Wow.
And so they've got a great point, because you can either decide I'm going to make money short term,
okay,
with a higher risk of losing it,
okay,
or you can invest long term and just have to have the patience in the short term.
Yeah, I prefer the long term. So can I have the coins? I want to write them.
Yeah, I put them in the chat. You'll be able to scroll up.
Okay, that's fine.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
We'll see if we can get someone else on if they want to come on.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
I don't know how to turn it off. You might have to do that yourself.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so that worked quite well. What a great guy. What a great guy. Good community members, good questions, straight from a beginner. Very good. Sandra Wright, welcome. I saw lots of people came into the chat here. I'm sorry I couldn't say hello. Oh my Lord says, have been trying to share with my family, mum, dad, and siblings like Chinese. Your program will solve that and hopefully be able to have a genuine convo with them after. That would be wonderful. I am a fan of Casper. Yeah, I lost all my Casper. I had a token called Casper. I lost my seed phrases to the wallet on Casper.live, and I lost my Casper. I will be doing a live conversation with Versan from Black Swan Capitalist. That's interesting. Maybe we'll set that up. Hey, Liam Turner, Shemzi, welcome. So I didn't want this to go any longer than an hour. So I actually was supposed to do it for half an hour, but it's 45 minutes now. If there's anyone who wants to come up to ask a question, I'd be more than happy to do that, because I actually think that was really useful. But if no one is wanting to come up and ask a question, I will call it there. Do we have anyone? You just click the camera at the bottom to request to join the stream. You can't do that on Facebook, but on Instagram you can. But if there's no one, then I'll just close out. So if you're on Instagram, in the profile, you can go to my profile and click the link to join the program. Hey, Mitchell. If you're on Facebook, there's a link in the comments to join the program on there as well. But I think this was quite valuable, I think. I would like to do this every week to a very small group of beginners, or at least those who are very interested in learning. Yes, Ronnie. So I would be more than happy to meet in the mall, because I can literally go to the mall from where I'm staying. Like inside, I can just walk inside to the mall. So I'd be more than happy to do that. Let me get some work done today. Tomorrow we might be able to figure something out. So any thoughts about a podcast with a crypto lawyer who can discuss wealth management? So I filmed a video with Jacob Claver, amazing guy, knows so much about trusts and setting up companies and LLC structure and all of that stuff. I've learned so much from him. I may have him on the free program, or maybe something else that I'm working on. But yeah, having a conversation with a lawyer is interesting. Maybe a wealth manager, like a certified wealth manager. But you've just got to find one that's actually, what do you call it? Sympathetic to crypto. We'll put it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna call it there. Thank you very much. I may actually post this video on Instagram or on YouTube. I don't know. But thanks for being here. Stay emotionless as always. Oh, Alex, we've got someone who wants to join and ask a question. Alex, don't be crazy. Let's go, Alex. I'm gonna invite you on. Let's have you on for the question. Will it work? Something's not working. Alex, I'm trying to accept. Alex, that's actually not working. I'm clicking the button, it's not working. Maybe you like turned off the request. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. Never mind. He's with me. He's accounted for. All right, let's do this. Let's do this next week. It will be fun. We'll do it again. Thanks for being here. Stay emotionless, and I will see you in the next stream.